Hello to anyone who's watching this. So, this is not an easy talk. Uh, these things never are. A while ago, I made a video called Black Lives Matter in the Future. I'm still very proud of it. And a lot of time has passed since I actually recorded that video. But unfortunately, we are in a situation where people's human rights are being violated. And so, that is the point of this video. And it will probably not get any views. That's fine. Not that I get many views anyway. But today I wanted to talk about women's rights. And yeah, so the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I am very frustrated. And so if you're a dude and you're watching this and you also feel frustrated, I want you to take a moment and multiply that frustration by like 10, add fear, add feelings of loneliness, and that's how I imagine a woman would be feeling right now. And when I made the Black Lives Matter, I pointed out that it was 2020, I think, 2020. And I was like, we're in the future. We shouldn't be dealing with these things. And I'm going to reiterate that. It's 2022, and we're in the future, and we should not be dealing with these things. I'm sorry if this video seems very disjointed. It's because it is. I don't really know how to make a full video about this stuff, but so yeah, I'm extremely frustrated. I can only imagine how other people feel. I just don't understand how these things are justifiable in people's minds. But I just don't understand their minds, because it's like they say to themselves, "Oh, we care so much about life up until they're born. Then we're going to strip them of public education and we're going to make it difficult for the parents to support their children. But we care about life." But yeah, I want to talk about it. And specifically, I wanted to talk about human rights in history. I read these two articles that they really resonated with me when I read them a couple days ago. And they seem to have a lot of parallels to today's world. This was around the 1850s. It is about slavery. So this is an article on the getpocket.com, Pocketworthy. It's titled "The Courageous Tale of Jane Johnson." I'm going to link it somewhere in the comments and in the description. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it is very long. I just wanted to point out a few things that seem to be very parallel to today's world, today's time. So everyone's I'm pretty sure is pretty familiar with slave times. People say it's over. I don't know, it's over. I mean, there's obviously slavery around the world, but I'm talking about discrimination. But yeah, so a bit of a backstory. There's this guy called Colonel Jane Wheeler, a politician ambassador to Nicaragua. And he was traveling to Philadelphia with Jane Johnson, who was his slave, and her sons. So when she traveled there, she knew that she was going to try to, look for freedom, in a sense. It's a great article. Everyone should read it. So here's something that I was reading that it kind of struck me. So they're trying to get Jane Johnson to freedom, and they ask her, they're talking to her, and they're talking to her on this boat. Please read the article, it's great. But basically an onlooker, when they're talking to Jane Johnson, they say, "Let them alone." An onlooker called out, "They are his property. Would you rob a man of his property?" So, I don't know. The reason this kind of struck me was because at a certain point, this was justifiable. But it's going to get worse before things get better. And I think this is a pretty good example of that because people were seen as property back in the day. And so after they take Jane Johnson away from her slave owner, the slave owner, his name is Wheeler, he took him to court, took one of the guys to court, a white man, by the way. His name was Williamson. He took him to court, and John Kane, that was the federal judge in charge of that, he sided with the slave owner. And he sent the white man who had helped Jane Johnson to jail, to prison. Again, things were getting worse. Things were getting worse before they got better. And it's sort of parallel to today. people are going to be sent to jail because of this. People are being sent to jail for this, for something that it's just an old mentality. This is something that I really want to focus on. Kane's actions realized a fear shared by even pro-slavery Americans: the ability of the federal government to swiftly remove the civil rights of any person, regardless of skin color. Isn't that interesting? In these 2 paragraphs, they're calling for the resignation of the Judge Kane, and later on, right here, both Wheeler and Kane folded. I like that. I like it because it not only shows that the call for people's resignation is not a new concept. It's been around for a long time, and it's justifiable, and I think it's a great idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Johnson, whose courage took freedom for her and her sons, and whose testimony rescued 7 men from false charges, settled quietly with her sons in Boston. Jane Johnson knew that if she appeared in public again after being saved, there was a chance that she could be taken back to being a slave. But nonetheless, she was very selfless in helping other people. But yeah, I don't know. History is full of that stuff, and a lot of people like to say that, oh, history never repeats itself, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if it's any indication, I'm pretty sure the last few years have been history repeating itself. But yeah, history does repeat itself. It's like a poem. It's parallels, and it's just, there's different variations, and it's just very interesting. But when it comes to today's time, we're living in a very dangerous time, and I know a lot of people are frustrated, including myself. But all of this to say, I think I'm not really a positive person. I mean, I try to be positive, but I think things will get worse before they get better. And I know it's a cliche thing to say, but yeah, I truly do think that things will get worse, and things will appear hopeless, but things will get better. As they say, change is inevitable. There's probably so much more that I would want to say. It's just, I'm blanking, of course. But just, I don't know. Just don't give up, I guess. It's just, I don't know, man. It's sad. It's really sad. This is why voting is important, by the way. I guess where I would like to end it, however, there is this quote from this other article that I was reading, and I really like that quote. It's from Margaret Chase Smith, the first woman to serve both the House and the Senate, and always defended her values even when it meant opposing her party. That quote being, "It is high time we stopped thinking politically as Republicans and Democrats about elections and started thinking patriotically as Americans about national security based on individual freedoms." That's what it is about, right? Individual freedoms. That's what it's about. And it's very unfortunate that one side of the party wants to violate individual freedoms for why? I don't even know why. Thank you for watching. To anyone who's watching this possibly long video, I just really need to get this out. I just really need to talk about it, and I think everyone should be talking about it. Everyone should be in their mind, because it makes me very sad, makes me very mad. If me as a guy, I'm sitting at a cafe and it comes into my head and it really makes me sad. It interrupts my feelings. Think about how a woman feels. She probably feels paranoid. She probably feels lonely every day, dude. Like, come on, that's not right. That's not right. To have another human being feel as a second-class citizen to you, that's not right. That's just not right. We can do better. And again, I believe things will get worse before they get better. So, thank you. Bye-bye.